This thing will never poison the environment ever again. It won't go anywhere anymore. The partition should be open now. Salvador, Salvador, come in! The partitions are open now, you can go in. I hope that was a yes ma'am, see you inside, Faye.
Faye.
Ah, there you are.
Where is this Dr. Brown fellow now?
He's still at the buffet. He took root there.
The guards must not see me, so you'd better get him over here somehow.
And how am I supposed to do that?
No idea. You'll find a way. There you are. Where's Dr. Brown?
I couldn't lure him.
Then hurry. You must bring him to me before he...
Orange juice. I wonder how long it has been in here. Looks like a sign for us. I don't know. I hope no one will miss it. What's this?
Wine cooler, nasty stuff. But the only kind of drink they serve at the buffet.
I'd better leave that to someone else. Well, there's no way I would drink that. Let's see how he likes this.
Ah!
Who are you?
I want you to shut down the Indez power plants.
Why should I do that?
Well, you don't have to. I could do it as well.
What do you think you're doing?
I told you that those people won't listen.
Before the Commission retires to deliberate the matter, I now give the floor to Inspector Brown from the International Energy Inspection Authority. Prior to this conference, Mr. Brown thoroughly investigated all facilities and construction projects of Indez Industries for the IOEC. Inspector Brown, you have the floor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
They must come to their senses when they see these pictures. And go.
My name is Dr. Brown. I closely inspected the power plants and came to the following conclusion. Indez Industries' power plants are a grave danger for our climate. My investigation proves, without a doubt, that the large power plants of Indez will cause a major and global climate collapse. If we allow him to contaminate our planet with his pollutants, we have to expect catastrophic climate changes worldwide as early as 2050. Global warming, melting of the poles, rising sea levels.
This man is not Brown.
You are responsible to keep that from happening.
Indez is right. This absolutely can't be, Dr. Brown.
What is the meaning of this?
Security! Detain this man!
That doesn't make sense without the videotape. Oh dear. Things really don't go according to plan. But how can I save Salvador? They won't listen to me. That's the briefcase Dr. Brown had with him. Let's see what's in here. Documents, documents, even more documents. Ah! A magnetic strip card. It might come in handy. A card lock that is connected to the huge gate.
No nuclear power! No nuclear power!
What is the meaning of this?
We demand immediate shutdown of the Indez power plants.
And what, pray, is your alternative? Half the world without electrical power?
I think that's my cue. I've already told you that the Svensson algae works and could replace Indez power plants.
You know that we are talking about an alternative to nuclear energy, don't you?
I know the algae. I know what it can do. Adjourn the conference. I can get you a specimen and be back in 3 days. Then you will see that I was right.
Adjourn the conference? Did you really say that?
Yes.
And they listened to you?
They had to. The building was surrounded, cops were tied up and locked in the toilet, and the buffet was in ruins. Just imagine, no more salmon canapes. The evening was ruined.
Time travel. All right, that's something I can imagine. But a climate conference granting concessions? What happened then?
Salvador flew to South America to check on the power plant, and I came directly to you.
I was beaten up and tied up and yes, well, I know the rest. I guess we are now on the way to my research station to get the algae?
Yeah, jackpot.
All right, I'll help you. On one condition. Once we have landed, you will leave all talk to me, and no more kidnappings and sieges, understood?
Promise.
old warhorse. Never thought I'd see you around here again. Is that gray in your beard?
This is a control visit. I was worried you might steer the station into an iceberg. Good to see you, Barney. Did you tell Duva I was on my way?
He wasn't exactly happy. I hope you packed some velvet gloves.
Didn't have much time for packing.
Sounds like an interesting story. Who's your friend?
Oh, right. May I introduce Princess Leia?
Huh? What are you talking about? My name is Faye.
Lovely! You chose an interesting time for your visit. Duva and I scheduled a presentation for business investors today and tomorrow.
What about the National Research Funds?
You haven't heard yet? I thought Duva had told you at least that much. The research funds were canceled.
What?
Bent, that's a disaster.
Indeed, it would mean the end of my work. It has all been for nothing.
Not necessarily. I have a couple of investors on the hook. Just yesterday, a real star accepted.
We must talk to them.
First, you must get through the health check. And afterwards, wrapping this thing up will be a piece of cake. This will be an exciting day. Trust me.
There, Bent. That's it. I'm done.
Fine. Is everything all right, Doc?
You could say so. For someone with your medical record, everything is fine. Retirement agrees with you.
My retirement was a nightmare.
Was a nightmare? Don't tell me you're working again. If so, I have to advise strongly against it.
Let's just say that my life makes sense again, and I owe that to Faye here.
Ah, I see. And here I thought you were trying to save the world again.
Let's talk later, or we will be late for the presentation.
Right. It's your turn now, Miss Faye. Do you have any illnesses I should know about?
That's none of your business.
Oh, it's very much my business. The decision on whether or not you will be allowed on the rig is based on my expert opinion.
Well, I'll stay here then. I didn't travel 500 years to have myself cut open.
Excuse me, I don't think I understand.
Faye, you can trust the doc. He knows what he's doing.
All right. But no hot coals. And no saws. You hear me?
Promise. Bent, if you would wait outside, please. This might take a while, I'm afraid.
Yes, Bent, just go. I'll catch up with you. I can handle this charlatan by myself.
Duva painted the upper one a long time ago, but not the lower one. Only people who can produce such a scrap of paper are allowed on the oil rig. The doc already completed it. Only the seal is missing. Doctors and their paperwork. A stamp pad can become as important as a scalpel. Totally dry, just like bureaucracy itself. There's the cabinet with the patient records. Mine is in there too. Ah yes, there it is. Ben Svensson, born severe depression, burnout syndrome, etc., etc. We advise against continuation of employment. Was it really only just 2 years ago? Vicious stuff. I'm stealing blood from a doctor. Shouldn't it be the other way around? A drastic measure, but time is short. Now I have blood on my hands.
Everything peachy, Bent? Where's your companion?
She'll be a while.
That's too bad. The presentation is almost over. Do you have the health certificate?
Can't I get in without the certificate?
Well, Dr. Svensson, my responsibility is to follow the regulations, not make them.
Damnation. What are our chances of finding an investor?
They are good, I'd say. We've made an impression.
Did you show them around the labs?
No, but we had a fantastic brunch with wild salmon from the Atlantic. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Overfishing of the seas, endangered species. The problem is just that we can't afford to point fingers today. No one wants to do business with narrow-minded greenies.
But we are narrow-minded greenies.
Wrong. We are greenies with wild salmon from the Atlantic. We are people you can talk to.
Barney, we must not sell our ideals.
Don't be naive, Bent. We need the money. Therefore, we have to curry favor with rich and arrogant business people.
Everything in me resists this idea.
That's the difference between you and me. You want to do research, and I do the dirty work that's getting your research financed. And sometimes there is no room for your do-gooder mentality.
Yes, I know. I'll be right back.
Fine, but hurry.
Doc, I need a stamped certificate or Barney won't let me attend the presentation.
You will get it as soon as I've finished examining your friend.
Hey, that's too bright.
Will you please refrain from squeezing your eyes shut? I have to check your pupils.
No, my eyes remain shut.
This is going to take a while. If I want to be on time for the presentation, I'd better find another way. Morbid, but it worked.
Do you have the health certificate?
Here, Barney, that should be all. May I enter now?
Okay. Name's on it, stamp as well. All right. Time for your big comeback.
Ha!
Nervous?
Should I be?
Well, it's been 2 years since you last saw your son.
Oh, nonsense. I'm not nervous.
Yes?
Could you go ahead, please? This little do-gooder needs to visit the restroom first. What? I just need to pee. I'm not nervous.
Sure, Bent. Sure.
Dr. Svensson, I'm trying to be polite here. What you just told us is ripe with trivial generalizations and esoteric hocus-pocus. We know that our oil reserves will be used up one day. We are aware that we will need to find a way to fill the hole this will rip into the energy supply. We also know that some nuts will be worried about the climate whenever you try offering them workable solutions. What we don't know is why on earth we came here. What miraculous technology are you talking about when you claim to be able to solve all this planet's problems in one stroke?
Thank you for the cue, Mr. Indez. I am talking about a technology that doesn't produce emissions. One that can be replicated easily and that can be grown in every household. It is effective enough to...
Did I understand you correctly? Your miracle plant will grow in every consumer's garden?
Yes. The magic word is reproduction. A small installation that will fit on every balcony will provide enough energy for the household. It is an autonomous and ecological energy. The process is called nitrogenase.
He means hydrogenase.
The process is called hydrogenase, which means that cyanobacteria will convert light, air, and water into high-energy oxygen. The degree of efficiency of the energy output yields values around 0.08%.
What? That's wrong. It's 0.8%.
Do you want to give the lecture, Father?
Maybe we can cut this embarrassing family drama short. The question I ask myself is, what kind of business model do you have in mind? If people grow algae on their balcony like chives, what do we sell them? No one here wants to give away energy for free, right?
Yes. No. The consumer needs the technology to to grow the algae and dissipate the hydrogen. Fuel cells for conversion must be bought and maintained. But, well, that's all there is to say on the business aspect of our presentation. I suggest we take a short break. Afterwards, we can jump right in with the calculations.
I would like to see this bacteria in action.
Or that. After the break, we will present the blue-green algae, and then we will talk about the calculations. We will reconvene at 2 o'clock sharp. Thank you.
That was something. And where has Duva disappeared to? The least he could say was hi.
Please don't hold it against him. It's all the excitement about the presentation. And then his father appears out of the blue. He is a bit overwhelmed.
He shouldn't blame himself. He did well. I am more worried about this Indes.
Emilio Indes is a businessman. He needs to ask these kinds of questions.
No, my gut tells me that he's planning something. And I won't leave this room before I've found out exactly what it is. Still water, much healthier than wine cooler and champagne. Still water, much. A bottle opener. Next to it, a water bottle with a screw cap. Good to know some people think ahead. Pistachios, much better than salmon canapes and caviar. Looks like a cross between naive tourist and unscrupulous businessman. Do you like the presentation so far?
Oh yes, it's very nice. I particularly liked the helicopter ride.
I was talking about the cyanobacteria. Does the technology convince you?
There is supposed to be a live presentation after the break. If that is as good as the trip here, your chances are good.
Do you expect a show?
Yes. If you can impress us, you will get our money.
Barney, can I ask you something?
Sure, shoot.
What is Indes doing here?
He was at the climate conference in Oslo. I guess that's where he heard about our research. In any case, he called me right after the conference to make an appointment.
This man is one of the biggest polluters on the planet.
I know, but if he's our only investor in the end...
Then we will be selling our souls to the devil.
Bent, I know you don't like to hear this, but I can't stress it enough. Sometimes you have to compromise if you want to do good.
Who are those two at the table over there?
Mr. and Mrs. Wagner, from Wagner & Wagner, in Vancouver.
They came all the way from Canada?
Not quite. They were on vacation at a fjord when they heard about the presentation.
Well, I hope they don't see this as a day trip. The last thing we need is tourists.
What we need are people with money, and those two have money to burn. So, please, be nice to them.
Who is the man in the white outfit?
That's Saeed Janzir. He is the chief accountant of one of the biggest oil tycoons in the Middle East.
Just an accountant? How much say can an accountant possibly have?
His boss wanted to come himself at first, but he had to cancel on short notice. Bent, times are tough. Beggars can't be choosers.
Just great. Who is the man in the yellow vest and tie?
His name is Mike Zemft. He's doing an internship with us.
Oh? Is he any good?
Hard to tell. He just walks around most of the time, taking notes. If I didn't know better, I'd say he's doing research for a novel.
Sure. Who would want to write a story about guys like us?
Good point. But you know as well as I that crazy people can be found everywhere.
I better get on with things.
Good luck.
What are those two whispering about? I can't understand a thing. The window is closed.
What do you think about the presentation, Mr. Indes? Do you think this blue-green algae is a good investment?
This cabbage? No way. But I could have told you that before.
If you already knew that, why are you here?
I came here to dispose of a nuisance. A nuisance as small as an ant, but as persistent as a thorn in my side, and as presumptuous as a fat Norwegian who sticks his nose into things that are none of his business.
Go on, don't mind me.
What nuisance are you talking about?
I will tell you in private.
The little brats are hungry. Hello, you little, birds. What do you want? And here I thought I was good with kids. Do you like pistachios? There you are. Good.
Mr. Indes, please don't turn around. We are being watched.
These Norwegians. Impossible.
Darn, they stopped talking. It's stuck. This is the lever for the window. The curtain stop is stuck. It really lives up to its name. I only see one way to reach it.
Do you want to climb on that chair?
Yes, why do you ask?
Well, I thought you were a gentleman, a man with distinction, someone I and my husband would have liked to support financially.
Even a gentleman has to climb on chairs from time to time.
Please, let's not argue. I said my mind. You do what you want with that.
Unless I want to scare off our investors, I'd better find another solution. I can't reach it. My old telescopic pointer. On with it. Ha! That fits perfectly. The Philosopher's Stone. A bottle opener on a pointer.
Are you worried the algae could destroy the energy market?
If a flower power energy everyone could grow on his balcony really existed, then yes, I would be worried. But this cabbage couldn't supply enough energy for a toaster. I'm just worried that these idiots in Oslo might see it differently.
And what do you plan to do about it?
What every good businessman would do. I'm going to buy it. I will put one specimen on my shelf, and I'll dump the rest into the ocean. That's where algae belong, after all. Bon voyage, Dr. Svensson. Arrivederci, Echo Power. And the best thing is, as long as no one else is interested in it, I will get it at a bargain price.
The pig.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the break is over. If you would be so kind to return to your seats. We will commence live presentation of our technology now. As you can see, our assistants provided some algae specimen. Dr. Svensson, if you would.
Of course.
He means me.
Let me do it. I worked on that technology for 30 years. I know how to get the maximum possible result.
Well then, proceed.
The generator transforms the H2 the algae produces into electricity. The lamp on the generator only glows lightly. This thing was put here on purpose. The generator gets enough H2 now. The algae needs light, fresh water, and air for successful hydrogenase. The algae needs light, fresh water, and air for successful hydrogenase. This thing looks like, what the heck is the battery doing on the H2 hose? That can't be a coincidence. Let's freshen up the algae a bit. Well, the algae has light and fresh water, and the gas can freely flow into the generator.
And the light bulb glows, bravo. Can you really not see the genius in this performance?
The only thing I see is slime in a fish tank.
Dr. Svensson, since no one else seems interested in it, I would like to buy the slime.
Stop, just a second. I forgot something. The presentation isn't over yet.
Well, I can hardly wait.
Okay then, I'll put the battery in the net. If this works, I will believe every word Faye said. Oh dear.
What have you done?
I just wanted...
Was that the nitrogenase you were talking about?
Who would have thought that 0.8% can be that explosive? Dr. Svensson, why did you give an endless monologue on wind energy instead of showing us this right from the start?
I don't know. Ask my father. He is the uncrowned expert around here.
And, who of you will receive our money?